Project Management, reported by Bunrawa Elapuya from BSOA 3. Chapter 6, Culture and Project Management. This is the topics that I will discuss. 6.1, What is organizational culture? 6.2, Project Manager's Checklist. The things like the culture and structure of an organization can influence the way projects are managed and executed. Understand the unique aspect of a project culture and developing an appropriate culture to make the complexity profile. What is organizational culture? This is the framework in which a project manager and team must work. When working with internal and external customers on a project, it is essential to pay close attention to relationship, context, history, and the corporate culture. All members of a project, from process to leadership management style, communication, risk tolerance, and project request management, are influenced by cultural norms in your company. Corporate culture refers to the beliefs, attitude, and values that organization members share and the behaviors consistent with them, which they give rise to. Corporate culture sets one organization apart from another and dictates how members of the organization will see you, interact you, and sometimes judge you. Often, projects do have a specific culture, work norms, and social conventions. Means corporate culture defines the proper way to behave within the organization. These culture shared beliefs and values established by leaders then communicate and reinforce through various methods. Some aspects of corporate culture are easily observed, others are more difficult to discern. You can easily observe the office environment and how people dress and speak. In the company, individuals work separately in closed offices. In other teams may work in shared environment. The more subtle components of corporate culture, such as the values and overarching business philosophy, may readily apparent, but they are reflected in member behavior, symbols, and conventions used. Before I proceed to the project manager's checklist, here are some definitions of organizational culture. The culture of organizations represents certain predefined policies which guide the employees and give them a sense of direction at the workplace. Means when we have a policies and guidelines, the employees must should be follow to give them a sense of direction at the workplace. Organizational culture also, the culture decides the way employees interact at their workplace. Now, let's proceed to the 6.2 Project Manager's Checklist. This is an essential resource for the productive project management. Once the corporate culture has been identified, members should try to the frequency, formality, and type of communication customary in the culture. This adaptation will strongly affect project members' productivity and satisfaction internally as well as with the client organization. When you have a proper communication, this will affect on how you interact within the organization as well as is affect the client satisfaction. Which stakeholders will make decision in this organization on this issue? Will your project, decisions, and documentation have to go up through several layers to get approval? If so, what are the criteria and values that may affect acceptance there? For example, this being on schedule, the most important consideration, cost quality. The project management provides leadership, vision, motivation, removing roadblocks, coaching, and inspiring the team to do their best work. Project managers serve the team but also ensure clear lines of accountability. What type of communication among and between stakeholders is prepared? Do they want lengthy documents? Is short and sweet the typical standard? Stakeholder communication refers to the regular exchange of information between the company and its stakeholders. For effective target stakeholder communication, it is important to know who the stakeholders are and what their goals, motives, and attitudes are. Next, as a part of project manager's checklist, what medium of communication is preferred? What kind of medium usually chosen for this type of situation? Check the files to see what others have done. Ask others in the organization. Stakeholders must understand what you are trying to achieve. Communication with employees and labor unions. It is important that whatever type of communication we choose, the information needs to be conveyed effectively. Last, what vocabulary and format are used? What colors and designs are used? A successful communication saying what you mean and proper vocabulary, the stakeholders or the leaders may have their own idea of what constitutes a specific type of letter or the way of communication. And your organization may have its own format. For the additional information of a successful project management, Hewlett-Packard Company, American manufacturer of software and computer services. The company split in 2015 into two companies, HP Incorporation and Hewlett-Packard Enterprises headquarters in Palo Alto, California. That's all. Thank you. I hope you will understand the culture and project management. Have a nice day.